Continue the cross-examination of probation officer Annette Vergeer today in sentencing proceedings in the Oscar Pistorius case. She has told the North Gauteng High Court that the athlete should not face jail time. She recommended a sentence of 3 years of correctional supervision and community service. Vergeer said South Africa's prisons were dangerous and ill-equipped to accommodate disabled prisoners, but now accused Vergeer of being ill-informed, saying she had based her evidence on 2 prison visits in the past 10 years. The court also heard that Reeva Steenkamp's mother, June, rejected a 375,000 rand payment from Pistorius, saying she did not want blood money. However, it later emerged that Pistorius had been paying 6,000 rand a month for 18 months to the Steenkamps, which they now intend to repay. All right, for more on this issue, let's cross to Chriselda Lewis, and she is at the North Gauteng High Court. Good morning to you, Chriselda. A day of high drama yesterday. Lots of revelations being made at the North Gauteng High Court.
Well, certainly, Leanne, and just to bring you up to speed on the latest developments, the Justice and Correctional Services Department is just about to go into a meeting right now at 8 o'clock with State Prosecutor Chriselda, and this is as a result of the probation or the report that was given by Annette Vergeer yesterday, stating that South Africa's jails are ill-equipped to deal with disabled people or people with disabilities, in particular Oscar Pistorius in this case. We heard earlier, of course, on Morning Live when we spoke to Advocate Mthunzi Mhaga, who is the spokesperson for that department, that they're very upset by that report that was given by Vergeer inside court yesterday. That meeting is taking place this morning, and we're expecting serious cross-examination of Vergeer this morning after Chriselda meets with that department. We also saw the department basically saying they're going to give the numbers of people with disabilities that actually are in South African jails. According to the figures that SABC News has, there's more than 1,000 people with disabilities that are in South African jails. And basically what the department is saying is that they are able and well equipped to deal with able and disabled persons. So we're expecting really high drama inside court this morning, Leanne, when that cross-examination continues emanating from this report. And certainly one of the other shocking details were relating to those payments, Leanne, that you spoke of, that actually Oscar Pistorius, that was described, of course, as blood money inside this court, that Oscar Pistorius was making payments to the Steenkamp family. Now, SABC News also understands that the state had absolutely no idea that Oscar Pistorius was making these payments to the Steenkamp family, nor did June Steenkamp or Barry Steenkamp inform the state that these payments were being made, even if they were being accepted by the Steenkamps. But now, since we now know that those payments have been rejected, you would ask yourself the question why allegations are being made at this stage that the Steenkamps had approached the Pistoriuses because they were broke, that Reeva Steenkamp was the sole breadwinner of the family, and at the time they needed the money. We also know that there was going to be a civil suit against Oscar Pistorius. Now that has been dropped. We understand that the financial circumstances of the Steenkamps have actually changed as a result of several interviews that were given to local and international media for some money. So local and international media, we understand, have paid for interviews with the Steenkamp family. So we're really expecting a lot of high drama and for Vergeer to come under intense scrutiny inside this court this morning.
Chriselda, I mean, those 2 issues from the competency of our prisons, which I see the NPA jumping very, very quickly to defend the state of our prisons, and also Nell bringing up the fact that Vergeer was doing her research on the internet, and the last time she actually visited a prison was 10 years ago. So I think there's going to be a lot of questioning there. Second issue, the blood money issue. I know everybody talking about that this morning. Another issue, however, that the newspapers are looking at and covering quite intensely is the intimidation tactics that seems to be coming up and present in court. You were there. there. I'm sure you saw it. I mean, I'm talking about Samantha Taylor, the ex-girlfriend of Oscar Pistorius. We saw Mikey Schultz sitting there. We saw a whole host of people that certainly are against Oscar Pistorius. They have been. I mean, somebody like the former soccer player Mark Batchelor as well, somebody who Oscar Pistorius allegedly threatened to break his leg. So it seems that something is up with the state's case as well. Looks like they bring in some heavy artillery out as well. What are you reading into this?
Well, what we know for sure at this case, Leanne, is that we are expecting the state to call Samantha Taylor's mother, Patricia. You would know that Patricia Taylor had written a book about Oscar Pistorius, a book that really didn't paint Oscar Pistorius in a very good light. We already confirmed yesterday that the state plans to call Patricia Taylor as well as Samantha Taylor's cousin. So there, certainly we see the state wanting to move in to get people to talk about Oscar Pistorius' relationship with Samantha Taylor. You already saw Samantha Taylor testifying in the trial before. She didn't really paint a positive picture of Oscar Pistorius and almost labeled him abusive in the relationship that she had with him. So with those two, and the third witness that we now are expecting, the Correctional Services and Justice Department also is making available somebody this morning. Whether that person will testify today or tomorrow, or if needed at all. You saw Gerrie Nel yesterday point out in his cross-examination of Vergeer when he stated to her that he will bring someone from the Correctional Services Department and Justice to dispute what she's saying about the conditions of South African jails. And also, when we saw Jared Mortimer, for example, as well as Samantha Taylor, Mark Batchelor, and a host of other people, you know, we really gauged what their reactions were, especially during the tea break and during the lunch break, that would all stand together and have discussions, would try and listen to what they were saying. Of course, couldn't get too much closer, but certainly a show of force against Oscar Pistorius, and we're expecting them to be here today. We're not sure who will take the stand for the state after the cross-examination of Vergeer. It could either be the Correctional Services official that has now been made available. It could either be Patricia Taylor, Oscar Pistorius' ex-girlfriend, Samantha Taylor's mother, or Samantha Taylor's cousin. We're not sure at this stage, but certainly that seems to be the three state witnesses that the state will use to convince this court that Oscar Pistorius should spend some time in jail, and that Oscar Pistorius' reputation that has over the past few days being painted in a positive light by defense witnesses is not that.
All right, Chriselda Lewis, thank you very much. We'll be watching closely again today to find out what happens, because I think we were reminded very, very starkly yesterday that as wonderful as Oscar Pistorius is and generous in terms of the charity, someone's life was lost, and a mother and father lost their daughter, and friends have lost a friend. So, and I think you saw that very much so taking place in court. Chriselda Lewis updating us throughout the day from Pretoria.